Now that we have turned the page on 2024, we did our grades. We looked at who to cut, trade, sign, keep from the current roster. We want to take a look at free agents who potentially can help the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2025 and maybe even beyond, depending on the contract. They might go to cheap-ass Pittsburgh Pirate direction and just sign dudes for 1 year. I get guys like 34 years old. Let's just plug him in. He can play. Fellas, before I go any further, though, I got to say this. It was a very sad day in Pittsburgh. The voice of the Pittsburgh Penguins died, Mike Lang. He'd been the voice of the Penguins since 1974. And
It's funny because I always say Lemieux's the reason I watch, but he was also the reason, too, because I love to hear his little sayings all the time. You know what I mean?
He was a special guy.
Yeah.
When I used to go to City a lot back when I lived in Pittsburgh, I used to go to this one bar. It was just like, it was a jazz bar on the south side, and he was always in there. He was approachable guy. One night we got drunk sitting there with him. He was telling us stories about shit going on in the locker room, how crazy dudes were, like how crazy Yager was, even though he was like 19, 20 years old at the time. He was just a good guy. He was the main thing was he was just approachable. He was like you and I talking, you know, and it made it really cool to just roll up on him and be like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, hey, fellas, how you doing? You know, one of those kind of people. So it was a sad day in Pittsburgh. I know they did a lot of tributes. I was listening to 93.7 The Fan, and they had on all kind of different people that have worked with him. So, you know, rest in peace, Mike. Thank you for giving us all those years. And I'm glad he got to see those 5 cups, because the way shit's panning out, might be a while before they get another cup. So, all right, fellas, let's do this. Quarterbacks available in free agency. I'm going to give you a list. Taylor Heineke, 32 years old. Josh Johnson, 39 years old. Shane Buechele, 27, but he's a restricted free agent from Buffalo. Andy Dalton just re-signed down in Carolina. Let me see. Felipe Franks, 27 years old.
Perfect. You're going to read the entire list?
It's not that big a list. Relax, big dog. I guess it is kind of big.
Are we thinking as the backup quarterback or someone who can plug and play?
I don't think they got a plug and play on this list right here.
No, they don't.
Hold on, okay. Here's my thing though, because he's only 32. The O-line is still going to be young, and I'm trying to put a silver lining on this. I'm truly trying. I'm truly trying. So just ride with me. You
lost me at 32, but go ahead.
Hold on. I know, but hold on. The O-line has 2 young cats, rookies who made the all-rookie team. Patanu, you believe is going to be like that. So there's a good chance he makes the all-rookie team next year, right? Or a good chance for
Patanu? Yeah.
Or at least comeback player of the year. Expect him to have a good year. If Jones can get his shit together, that could be a decent line, or they get a better left tackle. I don't know. They say Jones is supposed to be the man. He couldn't beat out Moore, and he looked terrible on the right side because that's not his position.
I don't buy that.
We've been telling you this. We've been saying this.
Fellas, I'm trying to get a silver lining. Y'all know I'm not geeked on that line because I think they're young and going to need help. So I'm trying to find a silver lining. Just listen to me.
All right, listen.
With the line they have, hopefully they can be better. Don't sleep on my man,
Cooper Rush.
Teddy Two Gloves. He's got some wheels. He hasn't played a whole lot, so he's a fresh 32. Listen to me. I like my man Teddy Two Gloves. I'm not saying he's going to come in and take him to the Super Bowl. You need a lot of help. Teddy Bridgewater, Jack. Teddy Bridgewater. Give him a shot.
Listen, he's 32. He didn't have wheels when he was 25. So he
Teddy Bridgewater?
Yes, he wasn't a runner.
He wasn't Michael Vick, but Teddy Two Gloves was decent. He was
Mark Malone? Was he Mark Malone?
Oh, here you go.
I'm just saying. Marinette, you want to get in on this?
I still think he's a better passer than Fields.
I know.
1-yard touchdown.
Yes, I know. Bridgewater was not a runner.
Because Bridgewater could pass, but he could scramble and run if you needed him to. So Russell
So
Wilson Russell Wilson can pass, but he can't run.
So he's Josh
Fields can
Dobbs.
run, but he can't. No, your ass is itchy, Josh Dobbs. Your ass is itchy. I'm not even gonna talk to this man, Josh Dobbs.
Josh.
Man.
You like him, Shane?
Listen, he could throw and run. He sounds like Two Gloves. Or whoever this Two Gloves guy is.
Here you go. Kenny Pickett wore 2 gloves. Teddy Bridgewater is better than Kenny Pickett.
How you know? Kenny Pickett just won a Super Bowl.
About even. It's about even there, buddy.
Y'all miss that game? KP just won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, we ain't doing that. Keep going. Let's roll. Keep it moving.
Yeah. Next.
All right, let me throw a name out at you. Watson, I hope you're looking at names. As a
I'm
backup,
looking.
I wouldn't, you guys are going to think I'm crazy. I wouldn't frown on having Mason Rudolph back.
Oh, no, I'm with you.
No.
One thing about, go ahead, Watson.
I mean, I wouldn't. It'd be okay, but the only thing is, for me, it depends on who is my starter, because he isn't he's only going to fit a certain type of system.
Exactly.
So who's my starter?
Yeah.
That would be yeah.
That's true.
How
Because
about
now we go from Justin Fields, who I got on my list. That's my free agent, but we go from him and running those RPOs and doing this and that to somebody who can't move.
Yeah.
And now we got 4. Now we stuck with 4 plays.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about Kyle Allen?
Yeah.
I thought we wasn't bringing him back.
Would you consider him as a number 3?
I would consider him as
Absolutely.
the number. So we doing Skylar Thompson at 2?
No, I'm not even keeping Skylar Thompson.
Skylar, he not making my roster. I don't even know why we wasted that money.
He gonna be somewhere. They ain't bringing in 3 quarterbacks.
Well, they are, because they need camp
They're
arms.
bringing 4. They'll bring in
Okay.
4. They've
Okay.
always bring in 4.
All right.
They need camp arms.
Yep.
I
Well,
know Teddy 2 gloves would be a good camp arm, but you know what, Chops? I heard he might re-sign in Detroit.
In Detroit, winning. Yes, it gets a
If
winning
he's-
rate. Here's
if
my
he's
thing.
smart, he would.
What? Why do we Mason, who was a gunslinger in college? I understand there wasn't much, but he was a gunslinger in college. He comes to Pittsburgh, and I don't know what you want to call it, but he now goes to Tennessee and averages like 190, 200 yards a game, not even 200 yards a game in Tennessee in the 8-9 games he played, started there. So what is why re-sign Mason? We know what we're getting. You had a chance. He was in your system. He was in your system for years under Favre. When you gave him the reins, he still couldn't get it done. He still didn't look good. I don't see why we want to re-sign Rudolph. And to me, fellas, until that line is proven,
I didn't say
yes,
I wanted to.
we say, "What? Don't put that on me. Don't put that
I
on me."
didn't say I want. I didn't.
Hold up. So, but listen, Chops. Name a Tennessee receiver or running back.
Oh, okay. So hold on. That even goes to my point more thing. So you have one in Pittsburgh. Hell, we have 2 technically. Freiermuth is a hell of a tight end, and we have Pickens, who's a hell of a receiver, and they're not getting work. So it doesn't matter. Just like we heard Stafford's name thrown around. Stafford can't. If he even tries to scramble, it's like he's running on a treadmill. He's not going anywhere, so he's not going to do well behind that line. This blocking, the schemes. I don't think. Put it this way: as much as your boy Stafford is loved, in the 16 seasons he's been in the NFL, he's had double-digit years where he's thrown INTs. And that's on teams where he was supposed to be the man and he had good receivers. They just couldn't get it done. Hell, the year he won the Super Bowl, he led the NFL in interceptions. We don't need that in Pittsburgh. We can't have that in Pittsburgh. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I hear you. So Mike Tomlin said, Mike Tomlin said no INTs, no turnovers, right?
I know. I don't see. That's where I'm having a hard time with this. I know we want to look at free agency, and you guys follow free agency more than I do. How are you guys getting excited? Like, what motivates you to get excited or look forward to free agency, knowing what the coaching staff is? And Waddy brought it up, which I cannot freaking shake, how few coaches they have. So they're short on coaches. The coaches they have aren't producing, but the Rooneys won't get rid of them because they refuse to pay for someone not doing anything. Same old coordinator is going to be the same old coordinator, or somebody like Canada, somebody like Smith, not going to go across the middle. What gets you guys interested in looking forward to free agency or trades, hoping that Tomlin does something different? Because I'm literally trying to get there, and I'm not trying to be facetious. I'm needing that motivation.
For
we've
me,
had free agents before. Go ahead.
no, for me, it's more of bringing in that player that can create and do his own thing versus not having that player that can't. I think that's where I get excited about it. Let's bring in a guy like, for example, which, we've all said, the Higgins, he can probably change us a little bit and maybe get away from being a little bit shy from throwing over the middle. Yeah. So, no, we're not. But
no,
you can get excited over that. Other than that, like, I saw something today. Stephon Diggs. He can get you excited for throwing over the middle or something.
I don't want that, brother.
Okay, let me ask you this.
I'm just
Waddy,
saying.
skill set wise, in you guys' mind, whoever wants to answer, who's in your mind, not producing, but skill set, who's a better skill set receiver, Pickens or Higgins?
Higgins.
You think Higgins is better than Pickens, talent-wise?
Right now, yeah.
Yeah. They got two.
Wow.
And I say that, you know why I say that, though?
How
You know
about
why
this?
I say that? Because Higgins is not in his head. Pickens is in his head. I look at the going forward. Right now, Higgins is definitely, the projection is up. Whereas Pickens, I don't know if it's there because I don't know if he can get out of his own way.
Right. And listen, if Higgins can exist with Chase and knowing that Chase is the guy and he's still cool with that and he still does what he does, I love it.
But fellas, you're taking it. You're taking it out.
Because listen, because if you bring a 1 in with Pickens, if you bring in a 1-1 with Pickens, that's going to be a problem. Oh man, I ain't getting the ball.
I understand it, but you're also realizing Higgins is about to get big money and possibly franchise tag, making big money because he has numbers because he gets fed. He has numbers because he gets fed. I don't think any receiver worth his. What's that, Waddy?
He wasn't really getting fed. I mean, because if you look at his numbers compared to Chase's numbers, I mean, he'll just replace Pickens for us.
He was getting fed when Chase was hurt. When Chase isn't hurt, Higgins is definitely the second.
Yeah.
The second, maybe the third. It might be Chase, and then Higgins.
But he's a number 2, and he was still getting more targets than thing. We've even seen with AJ Brown, and I'm glad it was not a Steeler. We've seen with other teams, if a good receiver is not getting fed, he will get pissed off. I just don't see any receiver decent get it. You know what I mean? And Higgins has ran across the middle. I don't know if there's any receiver out there that can make Tomlin, as Barber likes to say, get out of his own fears. I don't know. And any quarterback, I don't know.
Let's pick a backup quarterback here because we don't know what's going to happen with that one. It's either going to be Justin Fields or it's going to be Russ.
You mean a starting quarterback? Because all three of our quarterbacks are on that list.
We know that either Justin Fields or Russ, or Russ is going to be the starter. We know that. Who are you going to put behind him? I think it has to be an athlete. Now, that woman, I know you guys read that article today, that Kate, whatever her name is, she's full of shit, guys. She's who
would you want to trade up for? Who's the first round that you'd want to give who?
Let me just be straight up with you guys. I don't even want to sniff Shedeur Sanders. He is not going to make it in the NFL. He ain't going to make it.
I think you're wrong. I'm just saying.
I don't understand he's not going to make it.
Yeah, I think he's going to be probably out of all this. I don't trust the Ward kid whatsoever. I don't like. Yeah, so there's something about Sanders him that gives me that.
Trust him. What besides
he's he was running an NFL system out in Colorado.
Yeah. I do think, and as
He
much
was
as I
running an
understand
NFL system. That was an NFL system he was running.
yeah.
Dion made sure of that.
Gets two.
He is Dion's son. So
Yes.
Who was he
number
running against? Milwaukee? Who was he running against?
That doesn't matter.
Well, don't
I can
forget-
go back and say that. Hold on. I can go back and say that to as far as Ben when he was at Miami of Ohio. Who was he running against?
or Aaron Rodgers in the Pac-10.
So exactly. So I can say that. My thing is, it's all about the system. Do you understand the system? Can you make the read? And then how do you react when it isn't going your way? Those are the things I need to look for in my quarterback.
Like, my problem is this: these guys who are saying whatever they're saying about Sanders, they're also saying Drew Allar from Penn State is a great quarterback, and he's going to be a good pick next year.
Yeah, that I don't see. My only knock on Sanders, I think he holds the ball a little too long. I would like to see what he looks like behind a better line and with some better receivers. So I don't see any of these quarterbacks to be top 10. I don't see any of them top 10. And to be honest,
first-round grade in my book.
No,
I
wouldn't.
No, I don't give anybody a first-round grade.
No.
None of them.
Yeah. I have one. That's it.
Who you got, Waddy?
I have one. Shedeur Sanders.
Ooh.
He's my only one.
What
He's my only
is
one.
it top 10?
For you?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I'll tell you what, this is like the Kenny Pickett draft.
Yes.
It is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. It is.
Yeah.
You're absolutely
Yeah, it is.
right. It
This
is.
is exactly what
This
this
one
is.
quarterback will take a chance on it. This
You know.
one. I don't, like I said, Ward scares the heck out of me. He gives me the James Winston vibes all over. It's scary.
Okay.
He got a
You know,
he got a big arm though. I will say that about Ward. He got a big
does.
arm. He
He
got
does.
a big arm.
and
You know.
he does.
Do you think that the number 2 should have the same skill set as the number 1? In other words, if you're
Yes.
going with Justin Fields and you don't want to change that playbook,
Oh,
he's got to have the same skill set, right? I don't
I
know.
also-
I don't know if there's anybody on there that has the skill set of Justin Fields. I mean, what are you thinking?
Skylar Thompson. Skylar doesn't?
No.
He can move.
How about a guy like, let me ask you this. This is a crazy one, so don't bash me. But how about a guy like Marcus Mariota?
Yes. He would, and actually he knows the system. He's already played in it.
Well, why not just bring in Daniel Jones?
I
Cut
don't
his
know,
mic
man. I don't know.
Gosh. He stayed trying to cut my mic off.
You talk great, Daniel Jones.
I'm just saying, over Mariota?
I just read an article with Daniel
what?
Jones' mama cut him on her own fantasy team. Don't nobody want Daniel Jones, dog. What?
Interesting.
Over Mariota?
You need a dual threat quarterback with this, fellas. Oh,
Daniel
hold on.
Jones is. He is dual threat, but go ahead.
Mariota at least knows the system. I would say that. He at least knows the system.
So who's
And
better,
he
Watson?
might be able.
So who's a better player?
I think that's a draw.
Thomas Linda,
I think it's a draw.
Mr.
It's a
McGrath.
draw.
Thomas
Dude,
McGrath,
I think
how are
it's
you
a draw.
tonight? Thanks for joining us.
But here's the thing.
Hey,
Daniel Jones was scrambling when the play was breaking down. I didn't see a whole lot of RPOs and set up runs for him because they want him to be the pocket passer, the pure passer. Again, and we already know Zach and these guys can block. And I think with Arthur Smith, hopefully somebody would teach them, zone blocking and a better blocking scheme, better run play. I don't know. And I believe Fatanu is also going to be a better run blocker than pass blocker. May not, I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, here's something for you, though. Don't you think Daniel Jones is almost a carbon copy of Ryan Tannehill? Maybe a faster version.
Hey, be careful how you answer this, Chops.
Hold on. Tannehill had one season where he did work because he had King Henry behind him.
2.
Yeah.
What other year did Tannehill do work? I'd have to check
years.
stats. I got to check tape.
And both, you can check tape. He had 2 good years because Arthur Smith was the OC and he did have Derrick
He
Henry
was.
behind him. I will say that. But he also threw for like 3,500 or 4,000 yards.
Yes,
Like
he
he
did.
had a big year. He had 2 big years.
Look it up, Chops. Look it up.
Come on, brother. You know I
Daniel
am.
Jones, let me ask you this, and I'm not sticking up for Daniel Jones. Don't get me wrong here.
Here it
But can
comes.
Daniel
See?
Jones, with his athleticism
Thank you.
in that system, bring more to the table than anybody else we've talked about?
I can guarantee you, if we have to rely on Daniel Jones, we'll never throw across the middle of the
Who
field.
said
I
rely?
can
We didn't
guarantee
rely.
that.
We just said he could be a good backup, even though it's a lot of money. If he's coming with a lot of money,
Yeah.
no. If he's coming
And-
with not
and-
a lot of money, he's a good backup.
And
Sorry.
And remember, and that's the other thing. He was a
Yeah.
starter, and in his mind, I'm sure he's gonna want that type of money.
Oh well, then he can go
He ain't
somewhere
getting
else.
it in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he ain't getting it. He ain't getting it
Yeah.
anywhere.
Who? Daniel Jones?
Yes.
Daniel Jones was in. They chose him over Saquon. They gave him everything they could in New York, and they still couldn't make it work. I don't know, man. I'm not. I don't know, fellas.
I'm with
I don't know.
Chops. I'm with Chops on this one.
And Tannehill, what is Tannehill? Tannehill's
Minnesota. Oh no, he's nowhere
he's
now.
36. I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I don't know, fellas. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just
Look, I've said, and I'm go Justin Fields, and see what you got.
Yes.
Go with it. Just
That's my free
Go
agent right
with it.
there.
See
Fields.
what you
Fields
got.
is my free agent.
and draft a quarterback, second, third round, whatever, and then you got Skyler,
7.
and then you're going to pick up one more somewhere else, and let it ride.
You still
That's
got to
my
get a
thing.
number 2. So be thinking
Yeah,
about.
you got to figure out who it is.
You got to figure that out.
I
I don't know if he's the next
Derek
Derek. I don't know if he's Derek Carr.
Carr.
Maybe the other Carr, Smitty, not Derek, but the other one.
David. David Carr. All right, let's move on, fellas. Let's go to the running back spot. Okay, let's go to the running back spot. Now, remember what I said.
I got 2
I
guys.
will not make Jalen Warren. If Najee signs somewhere else, I will not make Jalen Warren my number 1. There's speculation that Najee is loved by the Chargers because J.K. Dobbins was on a 1-year deal. So looking at that list that you have that I sent you, is there anybody on there that interests you enough to come in and, let's say, split number 1? Who you got, Waddy?
Yes. I got 2 guys, actually, that I would be very interested in
I
coming.
want to hear it.
Me
Who
too,
are-
Waddy.
And first off, if the Chargers want Najee, then give me JK. I'll take JK Dobbins. I'll take that.
I get it.
And then number
Yes.
2,
Yes.
Javonte Williams from
God
Denver.
damn it, Waddy. I got that too, baby. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
I just read today that the Steelers are interested. You ready for this? The
Yes.
Steelers are interested in Nick Chubb.
yes.
I can see that.
I read that
No.
today. They're going to
No.
bring him.
I can see
I don't-
it.
yeah,
I can see it, but
Hey, Waddy, he's only 29. Well, he's 29.
I know. But
That's a little old for me.
here's the problem. It's the problem. He's had the ACLs, man. And for a running back, where do you get hit the most?
Didn't J.K. Dobbins
One
have?
hit away.
Didn't Dobbins tear ACL or something?
He did. He's had one.
So has
And he's going to
Javonte.
share the responsibility. Which McCall's had 2.
How about this?
To be honest
He's
with you,
had
fellas,
2.
okay. Do you believe the Steelers are going to still continue to use the 2-back set, the 2-back
Yes.
10?
Yes.
Okay, because
He's
I was
never
looking at that
gonna
too.
go
Days
to
in
I
the
thought
NFL.
about
Yeah.
I thought about Dobbins.
Yeah.
I thought about hell. And if you have and maybe even a veteran back, like you said, Dobbins, Chubb, Hunt. I know Kareem Hunt's, they're all older, but even if they need something, I just don't understand why you just got rid of or didn't re-sign Najee. I don't get why you didn't pick up that 5th year. I just that I don't get. I understand we all say he hits the hole slow, this, that, and whatever, but of all the people you let go and the moves you don't make and the moves you make, you let the most dependable guy on your offense go. seriously, he's been the most dependable guy on the offense.
Yeah,
Like I said,
I'm
Pickens
not
can
gonna
get.
lie.
You know what I'm
His
saying? I don't
ability
get
was
that.
availability. We all said
I don't
that.
get
and,
that.
and I still, and for me, and I know Rasheem doesn't like this. I still say I still say sign him. I think you have to. But
yeah, I'm not against it.
How many years you signed him
mean,
for, Waddy? How many years you signed him for?
3.
Ooh, 4, I'd go 2.
4's too many. Takes him to 31. I don't want him at 31.
Yeah,
I'd
go
go 2.
I'd go 3.
Fellas, I'm gonna be straight up with you. If I'm signing him, I'm done with him at 30 at the most. You're right, 3 years.
Yeah.
Because he's
3 years.
27.
3
How
years.
about this name? I want you to think about this. Cam Akers. He's 26.
Didn't he have 2 AC? He's torn some legs. He's torn his legs up too.
But he's a
And-
little
and
back.
it-
Isn't he a smaller back?
Yeah. How many
So
teams
you
has
could
Akers
go
been
downhill
on?
with Jalen Warren and do other stuff with Akers.
How many
Yeah.
teams Akers been on?
What about Donta Foreman?
Two. Donta Foreman's too old.
Okay.
He's too old.
Yeah, 29.
I mean, I looked at the list here, and at the top of the list, if you look at any free agency list that ranks the top 10 guys, and I think I sent you this one as well, guys. Najee Harris is the number one guy.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes,
here's what
he
I
is.
don't like about
Number one
Chubb.
guy.
I don't like this about Chubb. I don't like the fact he's 29 turning 30. I don't like that. Like that doesn't.
Yeah.
You know who I'm interested in. I do like Javonte Williams, by the way, fellas. I liked him coming out of college. I'd like to take a flyer on Rico Dowdell.
Yeah, he's okay.
I mean, he played well behind a really
at the-
bad Dallas line.
I'm looking at what Schmitty's asking. I don't think so, Schmitty, because I think he's proven to teams he's durable, and I think it may cost the Steelers more than that 5th-year option to re-sign him. I do.
And I think
Yes.
that's going to be the problem too, though,
Yes.
guys. I
Well,
think the money is going to be the problem. I think
good
someone
news
is going to come and give him more money.
Fellas,
But
I
you
don't
could
know
have
if
gotten
you
it for
heard
that
my-
5th year.
We missed out.
I don't know if you heard my Verde minute today, but the salary cap went up $25
Yeah, went up.
dollars.
It
It
did.
went up
Yeah.
25 million. It's going to be between 277 and 281.
So if
And
you're
with
not,
that, I think as you say that, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Machine.
if you're Najee, do you take the money and run as my friend, what's his name, would say? What group was that? Leonard Skinner. Do you take
Oh,
the
yeah.
money and run? Do we
Go
take the
on,
money and
take
run?
the money and run. No.
Like a fat cat, like a fat
is
rat at a cheese factory.
This is going to be
Yeah.
his last contract, basically. So you got to get the money.
Give me the loot. Give me the loot. Put the money in a bag.
Hey, isn't that crazy how a guy by the time he's 30 years old is a running back in the NFL, which used to be the premium position, by the time he's
Yeah.
30, he is done. That's a wrap. Like, that's crazy to me. You know, I think he needs to have that conversation with Le'Veon Bell.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think he needs to have that conversation before he puts himself out there and thinks he deserves 10 or 12 million.
Oh,
He better have that conversation.
I don't think he's going Le'Veon money. Le'Veon to me was nice. He was nice.
Right.
And let's think, fellas,
Yes.
who
Steelers
was the back?
offered
There
him
was
12, didn't they?
what's that, man?
Didn't the Steelers offer him 12?
They offered him a nice chunk, and I think he felt disrespected. But also, let's not forget, was it the Saints the year after? There was a fumble in a game that meant something where I think they passed to Juju, where had that been Bell, it probably wouldn't have been a fumble. That's either here or there. Mark, you had said how the guys are going downhill because the NFL is a copycat league, and someone has said NFL running backs are no longer premium positions. They don't deserve premium money. Once they hit 30, they're no longer any good. I don't know, man. I understand they're taking wear and tear and their bodies do get beat up. But I do think now the teams this year, like the Eagles showed you a decent running back helps a lot. It really does. You can say whatever you want. Allen did work. James Cook wasn't no chump back there. Cook could he could do his thing. So he was a nice running back. You know,
he's looking for some money too now.
yes. So I don't know, man. But okay, let me ask you guys this. Do you want a younger guy, 23, 24, maybe 2-3 years in the league behind the Steelers? Or maybe that's your starter. That's good. But would you also like to have a veteran running back there?
Yes.
Hopefully showing
I
his
want all
young
the
cat
above.
how to hit the holes, or
I don't-
you know what I'm saying?
for me, it all depends on how well does he block, because that's the number one thing with a running back is, can he block? We know they can run the ball, but can they block? If I got a young guy that can block, I'm good to go.
Well, then maybe Waddy brings up a good point, because we've seen in a couple of those games where young backs missed certain blitzes, where maybe the veteran may not be able to have the speed anymore, the skill set, but he might be able to give that tutor in the film room, in practice, to help that young buck. You know what I mean? Because, fellas, at this point, the Steelers need help everywhere. And even as good as those two young linemen were, you're going to have, if Jones starts at left tackle, this is new to him at this level with the league. Fatanu is back, a rookie. So you're going to have basically a fresh young line again. So you're going to need veteran leadership in that running back position to show them how to hit the hole, or, I don't know, man. I don't know. So,
the dude out of Ohio State, he did. Which guy are you talking about, Smitty? Because Ohio State has two guys coming out.
Who? Yeah, man. Hold
There's
on.
a kid.
They got one. I thought one was coming out. I thought one was a freshman and one is a senior.
No, they're both coming out.
Trevion and Quinshawn.
Jumpkins or Hen? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So there is some backs, but I don't feel like any back is worth taking any in the first two rounds. The Steelers got a lot of needs. I'd rather see him sign a guy like Javonte Williams or someone like that as that secondary back, and go ahead and split those reps early on and bring in one of those guys in the third or fourth round. I don't think they need to bring in a guy that's going to get early carries like that. They just need to develop. You can even sign your free agent guy to a 1-year deal. Who cares? Some guys out there who wants to prove it deal that's young enough, which is what, Williams is only 25 years old. He wants a prove it deal. What better place to go to approve it than Pittsburgh, who believes in running the ball constantly? I don't know. To me, that's what, the direction I would go if that was my mentality.
They say there's a running back all the way up to the 5th round that we could get. All the way. I think Genty was the first round. I forget who second was, but it went all the way to the guy from Texas, the guy from Oklahoma State, Ollie something. He was the one you can get in the 5th round, they said. But it's a pretty good backlist this year.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but I think when you start getting guys in the 5th round, you could get lucky, but also you're going to have to develop that talent. Show them help them how to read the holes, your line block, your schemes, everything. 5th round, 6th round, you're definitely going to have to develop talent, something we don't see a whole lot of those cats do.
That's where you draft a guy who played in a running system. You draft a guy. If you want a guy who's going to be able to be developed but not be developed as a long-term project, you got to get somebody who played in a system that's more of a run system.
You're absolutely right. But and you're right. But what, and I hate to say this, but what has this, I'm not only putting it all on Tomlin, but what has the Steelers coaching staff showed you in the last 4 or 5 years that makes you think that if they get the guy in the running system, they'll be able to use him properly? And I say that because they had Doxson, played him out of position. They got Jones, played him out of position. Whether you thought he could beat out Dan Moore or not, he wasn't playing where he's supposed to. You need a back that can run. And your most durable back, who's had 1,000 yards every season, you let skate, you let walk. You know what I mean? So even if they get that guy that was from Ohio State or a Penn State or a running back, I don't know what makes us believe that they'll do that, then use him properly. This is still the coaching staff and organization that, you bring in Mason Rudolph because you had a gunslinger in Ben, his predecessor, but as soon as you let Mason Rudolph take the reins, all you do is run 2-yard outs for passing plays. You know what I mean? Fellas, let's not forget. It was 3rd and 2, and they had a pass play to Freiermuth for 1 yard. It was 3rd and 2, and they didn't get it on a completion. That's rough.
Hey, one thing about Mason is he's gonna throw it downfield. That's for sure.
I'd be surprised if he come back. I really would be surprised if he come back.
Okay. All right. Let's move on.
Let's go to receiver. Can we agree that it needs to be a little bit of a younger back, though? You don't want to take an older back, especially if you got Najee walking away. Somebody somebody in that 25 to 27-year-old, you know, like you don't want somebody too old. You want somebody who can take a jump.
Yeah. I think the
now-
Steelers will bring Najee back. I think they will.
I do too, Waddy. I think they're going to end up grabbing him.
Yeah.
I do. I agree with you.
Absolutely.
Oh, fellas,
Yeah.
I hope so.
If they want any success, they have to, because you've already said it, Chops. We're not a passing team. We're a running team. So the one thing you don't want to disrupt is your running game. If you take Najee out of the picture, you will disrupt that. So for me, I got to bring him back.
Okay. So put on your coach's hat. Barber and Waddy, put on your coach's hat.
What about me?
You know, well, if you would go ahead, do you think? But I'm telling you, they declined a fifth option before the year started. Okay. Before Warren got hurt, before Cordell Patterson didn't pan out. What do you guys think the coaching staff saw or thought that it would be better in not signing Najee than signing him? What could you possibly, because even if he didn't hit the hole for you fast enough, again, he was there, he was getting the yardage, and once he hits that hole, he's making somebody pay. You know what I'm saying? So even if you want to bring somebody else in to help carry the load, what do you think even made them say, nah, we're good on this fifth year?
I think that was all about I think the Steelers were betting on one or two things. They were betting on he wasn't going to be very good, so then they would definitely move on and get another back, and they lost this one. He was actually probably better than what they thought he was going to be. Now you got to pay him. So the Steelers were trying to take the cheap route out, and they lost. That's my theory.
They gambled and lost on a lot of things this year, Waddy. They gambled and lost on the quarterback.
You're right. They did.
They gambled and lost on the quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. They gambled and lost. I feel like they lost on Patrick Queen. You know, they paid him a lot of money. It took him to. It took
I hate to say lost.
Yeah,
I hate to say lost.
Okay. All right. They broke even. Let's say they broke even.
Okay.
They broke even. They broke even.
They lost on the wide receiver position.
Yes.
Facts. Even though it's not a primary position. You know, like this is, and fellas, we're talking about the offensive. We're talking about the offense here. We're not talking about the deep. We haven't even talked about the defense. We're talking straight offense.
We got there. Yeah.
But fellas, hold on real quick. But when you refuse to run certain routes, we say the receivers didn't do well, but they were hamstrung because they could only run certain routes. You know, to me, it just, in regards of who you get, without the coaches going deep into the bag, calling certain plays, making sure you have a little bit of imagination, I don't think we got the true sense of anybody doing anything. Fields definitely wasn't used to where he should have been.
Yeah. Yeah. They actually said Fields made improvement. And if you go back and look at his Chicago tape, he actually Yeah. So that's where if I'm a Steelers guy, I got to look at that. He made improvement with the Steelers, passing and making decisions. That's why I think they have to go with him. Number one. Number two, Johnson became a problem in that locker room, so they had no choice but to move on from him. I think if he was there, I think this offense would have been totally different. Okay. I really do. And but you had to make the move. You had to make the move because he was a problem.
And with that being said, let's slide to wide receivers.
We are. As I look through this list, I was interested.
Don't do it.
I was interested in looking at a couple of things. One thing I looked at was Darius Slayton. He's 28 years old, fellas. He's 28 years old. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I want a guy like that. Like, he's 28. I want somebody with a little bit of youth on their side. And when I looked at that, Juju's. Hey, you guys want to hear something crazy, fellas? Juju's only 28 years old.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
That's crazy. Hey, I like this kid. You guys may not like him, and it's okay, but I like Tutu Atwell.
He's a slot.
Oh, Tootie Toots.
And he's a slot.
That's what we need. That's what we need.
I thought Calvin Austin was the slot.
Who?
Calvin Austin.
Who?
I think they're moving him around.
No,
Come on, y'all.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
they're
yeah.
moving him.
I don't know what.
You don't like Calvin Austin?
No, I like CA3.
I don't say I like him, but he's your gadget guy. He's your Antoine Randall.
And I think that's what Tutu is.
Yeah. How about
All right.
Rondell Moore?
Is
You
he?
guys
Good route runner.
he can carry the ball too. He played some backfield,
I like Christian Kirk.
but he's under contract. He's under contract with Jacksonville.
And Slayton. Those are the two I have. And
I
I know
do
you're
like-
not, and I know y'all ain't gonna like this. Y'all ain't gonna
like
like this one, but Cooper. Amari Cooper.
He's a slot, and Amari. Okay,
31.
He'll go across the middle.
they don't run
He
no
will.
call those plays. What's the matter?
That's because
because
Wilson
we
can't
don't
throw
have
it.
any receivers.
This year we got somebody.
We
to
don't
throw
have
it.
any receivers. We don't have slot receivers that go across
Fellas,
the middle. We
but-
don't have them. We don't.
Here's the thing, but
We have no threat.
they're not even attempting. It'd be different. Like, okay, they continue to run.
I
that
would-
boy,
I'm
they
not going to
continue
attempt
to
either
run.
if I don't have anybody to go there.
They continue to
All
run
right.
that bullshit sweep, and it never works. Yet they continue to run it. At least run crossing routes and show me you don't have the talent to run it. Show me that you have the guys that can't catch a 4-yard slant.
Listen,
They're not even attempting it. And we saw the article. Barber's been saying it, but we saw the article. Tomlin won't go across the middle. He won't. So to me, again, what decent receiver? I've got 5 years of tape. 5 years, 4 or 5 seasons of tape. You guys don't use your receivers. Why would I want to come there? That's all I'm asking. Why?
All right. Well, do we move on to the D line?
Money.
I will say this: you got to sign at least 2 guys. You have to. It's not a good crop. Free agency is not a good crop. Yeah, I sent you the link of every guy who's available, and it is not a good crop. I don't look at that and say he
it's
can
not.
help.
It's-
I do like Slayton. I do like. I'm with you, Junior. I do like Darius Slayton, but I'm a little reserved on the fact that he's 28 years old. They need leadership in that wide receiver room. If your leadership is freaking, they need leadership. That's all I'm going to say. They don't have any leadership in that receiver room.
I like Debo Jr. I do like Debo.
Yes, that's the only. If I'm going to make a move, that's what I would do. If I'm going to do anything, I'm going to go get Debo. I'm not none of these free agents, even besides Higgins, and he's not going to be available. Obviously, I don't want any of them. I would try to trade for Debo because I know that he can do multiple things.
He's gonna get let go, right?
And he'll,
June 1st.
yeah, probably, yeah. And that's the only move I can make. Other than that, I got to draft.
It's bad.
Yep.
It really is a bad crop. It's a really bad crop. All right, let's go on to defensive line, like we said, because we don't need to address the offensive line per se. They can draft and sign free agent. But going on to the defensive line, if you look at it, we don't need edge. We've got 4 guys there. We need tackle. Waddy, Sheen, you said somebody from, where did you say they were? Who the hell did you say?
Milton Williams
Philly.
from the Eagles. Milton Williams from the Eagles. Hi, Amira. She wants me to say hi back. Hi, Amira. How you doing? My daughter. She's watching. She said hello. Hi. I'm sorry. Hi, Amira. I say Milton Williams from the Eagles, DJ Jones from Denver, or Levi Owazu. I can't say his name.
What are the price tags? Because if these dudes are getting cut from other teams for financial reasons, yet they can ball, they're not coming to Pittsburgh.
Why not?
I do like the 2 tackles from Philly, Marlon Tupelotu and
On the
Milton
defensive
Williams.
side, they will.
Why not, Chops? Yeah, what I mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're gonna play, and we need you to
On
stuff
the
it.
defensive side.
Yeah.
Yeah, on defense.
How come we haven't have Scatterboo? How come we haven't got any Casey Hamptons recently? What's that about?
Because we
That's
don't run that true 3-4 2 gap.
Yeah, he's straight
no
middle. That's right. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we don't have that anymore.
They're definitely drafting a D lineman. I'm telling you that right now. In
I say at least
top,
2.
Oh,
yeah, but in the top 3 picks,
and I wouldn't be surprised if it's the first round. It's going to be the first round.
You
I
think?
guarantee you. That's a Steeler move.
Yeah.
It's a Steeler move.
It
It's
is
a Steeler move. Think about it. It's a Steeler move.
It's deep though, Waddy. It's a deep, it's deep too. We can get one in the 2nd and the 5th.
I understand that. It's a Steelers move.
It's a Tomlin move.
You know, hey, you guys know it. Yes, it is. It really. You can go back to Chuck Noll. It's a Steelers move to take a D lineman, O lineman in that first round.
Senor Sack. Remember that dude, Gabe Rivera?
Yeah,
Gabe Rivera. Where was he leaving from? Chauncey's?
Texas Tech.
No. Where was he leaving when he got hurt? Chauncey's?
Oh, he was out on McKnight Road.
Oh, okay. Out North Hills.
Yeah, how he got a Capri? I
Here's
don't
your
know.
prime example. Here's your prime example. Who did we take over goddamn Dan Marino like an idiot?
Huey Richardson, right?
He was
No, not Huey Richardson.
No,
Huey Richardson was 89.
Yeah. Let me
He
think.
was a D lineman.
Hold on. I know. So hold on.
Like Kevon Thievin Henry or some shit like
No,
that.
it wasn't Kevin contract thieving. No, it wasn't. No. Keith Willis? Keith Gary.
No. We don't even know. No. He wound up getting hurt. In fact, the dude ended up, unfortunately, in a wheelchair. He couldn't walk anymore.
Oh, that was Gabe Rivera.
Gabe Rivera.
Yes.
That's what we was talking about. Yeah, we were just
D-line.
talking about it.
Yeah.
Hey, how about this dude?
Yeah.
Number 1 pick for the Steelers, Ziggy Hood.
Ziggy was strong. He was okay. I wasn't mad. It was a bad pick, though. Yes, it was definitely a bad pick. We need to have a show on bad picks, by the way. But go ahead.
Woo! That's an easy show because there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. You know what? I don't see anybody who jumps off the page at me. I do like the 2 guys. And the reason I like those 2 guys from Philly too is that what's his name? The guy from the Steelers, the assistant GM, Whiteout had his hands in the mixing pot to get those 2 dudes.
Right.
You know, I'll take anybody that Whiteout drafted back in Philly.
Chops, what you got for us, baby? Nothing on the D line?
No, not really. I wasn't.
Chops don't want nobody in free agent.
Fellas, you don't understand. Seriously,
It's like,
you don't understand. Every year I talk big noise leading into the season at the opposite work. Yo, we're gonna do this. My Steelers, boom, boom, boom. And then the end of the year, we go limping in. You know how the Steelers finish, no playoff wins, and it's rough. And it is, fellas. It's hard when I'm continuing to watch the same thing, different offensive coordinators, different coaches, same results, different quarterbacks. To me, it's hard, man. It's hard to get the hype. It is.
All right. Huh?
Every Sunday I'll be watching, but I'm still crying in my beer after. Ain't that what the white boys say? Crying in my beer.
Easy.
Let's move on. Let's
go to corners.
Hey, hold on. I want to answer that question. Can I answer that question? That was if 2 are available. One of those D linemen will be available.
Yes,
he's probably talking about the kid from. Yes, one of those guys will be available when the Steelers are up. There's no doubt in my mind. And they're going to take one of them. I'm almost positive. Hey, and I would bring back Hargrave on a 1-year deal.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, 32. He's 32.
I know.
He's better than Montravius Adams and Larry Ogunjobi. He better than both of them at 32.
Absolutely is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mario Lemieux was better than a lot of guys when he was 37. Yeah,
I was a little skeptical of them. I was a little skeptical of letting him walk anyways.
Yeah, he went to Philly. Yeah.
Yes. I know. Yeah. I think he was kind of outpriced though. It was just too much money. He wanted. But
we couldn't afford it.
Hey,
At that time.
let's jump to the corners because
yeah,
we got about we don't got much time left actually.
Yeah.
So I like what Shane
Okay,
said. DJ
okay.
Reed, I do like him. I read today that the Steelers are interested in Travarius Ward, but Ward is 29 years old. I'm not real interested in him.
Mm.
Where
Did
is
you
he
guys
now?
know he's with San Francisco? Did you guys know that James Pierre played the second part of the season with Washington? They have him listed as 28 years old playing with Washington, James Pierre.
Oh, I don't
I
remember
didn't
that.
realize that.
I didn't know that.
Sure.
In
I didn't know
Washington.
Wow, they had Pierre and St. Juice. That's two
Oh,
guys
yeah.
you could throw at automatically. Those are first downs right there automatically.
That might explain that NFC Championship game.
Yeah, if him and Juice were out there, holy smokes, that's bad.
I will tell you that there's not
Artie
many
Burns is
guys.
available.
Who?
To
Artie
do
Burns.
what? To do what?
There's Mike Hilton.
He's available. I'm saying.
No Mike Hilton.
Hey,
I like Carlton.
no,
I like
I'm
Carlton
good.
Davis from the Lions, and I like Brower and Murphy from the Vikings.
Yeah, the list is interesting. Eli Apple's out there again.
Yeah.
No,
Eli Witherspoon.
No, thank you.
no.
Hey, I didn't know this. I didn't realize he went downhill this bad. Tre'Davious White, who was with Buffalo, and he absolutely killed it. He was at the top of his game for a couple years. He ended up with the Rams. He's 30 years old now.
30.
Did these guys peak at like 27, 28? Is that when they peak at corner?
Well, usually you can play corner. You can usually play till you good 35. You really can if you got your technique right. You can. You can play it because yes, you don't tackle all that much. At least you shouldn't be anyhow.
How about running man to man?
As long as you keep your hips right.
Can you run man to
As long as
man
you
at
keep your
35
hips
years
right.
old?
Yes,
Okay.
that's the key. That's the key. Only guy I knew was Darryl Green. You know, Darryl Green could do it at 35. He'd keep up with
He
all
could
of
still
them.
do it.
But
He could probably still do it, to tell you the truth.
probably.
You know.
Oh my gosh! I look at this list and I'm just.
It's bad. It is bad. It's a bad list.
It's another.
Yeah,
it's another year.
Like I'm not.
I'll tell you. Even though we're looking at all these free agents, man, all these guys that are legit free agents, there's going to be a lot of June 1 cuts because of salary cap. And that's where Pittsburgh needs to be frugal with their money with who they sign now so they have money after June 1st. I mean, really, that's got to be their thing. If that cap goes up $25 million, they go from 53 to 78.
60.
Yeah.
Is it 78? Wow.
See, I would like the Steelers to draft, even in free agency. If you could, even like Stephon Gilmore, he's old, but he's experienced to teach some of those younger guys better techniques. You can probably get him on the cheap. I would like somebody like that. You may not expect him to play a lot and contribute a lot on the field, but I do think he might be able to contribute a good amount in film study. And in
I
the
will
room.
say that's a Tomlin thing. He's done that a couple of times with bringing in older guys like that and letting them help out in the secondary. He just puts too much on them. Joe, what was his name? Joe. Come on, fellas, help me out. Joe Hayden. They hung too much on Hayden. They wanted him to be a number one.
Yeah.
Joe Hayden was past his prime. You know, if he's your number 2 and number 3, I could see yes. But
even if you bring Gilmore in a dime package, not even nickel, a dime, he plays very little, just helping these guys a lot with their techniques. Maybe he can help Porter because Gilmore in his day, he was a hell of a DB. He was nice. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But and maybe he can help Porter with his DPI. I don't know. You know what I mean? But they need because a lot of these cats are still out of position. But then you know what I'm saying? And hopefully, because I love Mink, I do, but he's not being able to help these guys with their techniques. Somebody needs to.
All right, let's look at the last position on the board here.
Here's the safety.
That's safety.
Yeah.
I think you need to get another top shelf safety. I'm very up in the air, and I know we talked about this on the last show. I'm just so like up in the air with the way they use Minka. It's like a waste of that guy. Is there a safety out there that can play that position that they got Minka playing and do just as good of a job at half the price?
No.
No.
Not on that list.
I'm looking at it now. I'm going through. No, there's not. This is.
I mean,
like,
when you say
yeah.
they can do what he does, you mean stay back 30 yards? Is that part of it?
Yeah.
Well, anybody should be able to do that because you already got 30 yards start.
Yeah.
Nobody should get behind you.
You
He
need
shouldn't be-
somebody smart.
He
who can
shouldn't
stay
have to
back
do
there.
that though.
Yes,
Right.
I agree.
Yeah. The KZ's 32. I don't know if I'm bringing him back.
I like the guy from the 49ers. I've been saying that.
Talanoa Hufanga. Talanoa Hufanga.
Yes, sir.
He's
Yep,
26. He'd be a nice addition.
I like
He'd
that.
be a nice addition. Yeah, absolutely.
Give him number
how about-
40. Give him number
How about Jeremy
43.
Chin? How about Jeremy Chin, fellas? Jeremy Chin from the Skins.
Chin likes to hit. He's a hitter.
Yeah,
He
played
does. He like to hit.
1 or 2 years down in Carolina, 3 years in Carolina. Went to the
Yes.
Skins for 1,
He
and
likes
now
to
he's a
hit.
free agent. I think he'll
He not-
sign a 1-year deal. With,
Yeah. I think Washington is going to re-sign him. They got more money than we got. So
I do.
Yeah.
I
They-
don't think
they're
they
number
let him
2.
go. Yeah.
They're
I
number
don't think they
2.
let him go. Yeah.
Washington's
Yeah,
gonna
they
make a
don't let
run
him
at
go.
every top. Washington's going to sell their souls because they're going to make a run at every
Absolutely.
top free agent. They're going to waste a lot of
As
money.
they should.
And they're not going to bring in guys that are worth the pot to piss in because they just want money, and that's where they're going to go wrong. But that's just my opinion. So, all right, Sheen,
New
we
ownership.
got to free agency. You want to hit us with your trivia?
2 parts today, fellas. This should be easy. Top 5 Steelers leading rushers all time. Top 5. And what quarterback is the top leading rusher?
Well, Bettis
Top quarterback.
Bettis number
Top
1.
quarterback. Got to be Cordell.
Let's get hold. Let's go top 5 rushers of all time. Go.
Bettis number
Bettis.
1.
Franco.
Franco.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Bettis number 2.
Bettis, yes.
This is where
Barry Foster. Bananas Foster.
No.
Where's Zaraway? Is Zaraway in there?
No, come on.
no, he's not in there. He's not in there.
Mendenhall?
Oh, Le'Veon Bell.
Yes.
Oh,
he's
Le'Veon. I forgot about
Yeah,
Le'Veon.
number 4.
Le'Veon.
He's
Yeah.
4. You're missing the guy between Bettis and Bell.
Frankie Pollard.
No.
How about
Rocky?
I was just gonna say Rocky. No Rocky Blau, huh?
No.
Walter Abercrombie?
Okay. Give me.
Hey.
What am I in? Am I in the 90s?
I know. Hell.
No, 2000s. I'm not
Okay.
much. I'm not much, but whatever it is, you made me, dog.
Willie Parker.
Yes.
That's Willie.
He said
No
that.
way.
He said that to
number
Jerome.
3? He's number
He is
4?
number 3. Yes. Y'all ain't gonna get number
Yeah.
5, so I'm gonna give you number 5. John Henry Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Najee's number
wow.
6.
Okay.
Najee 6. Frank Pollard 7. Dick Hope 8.
Wow.
Barry Bananas 9. Rocky 10. Mendenhall 11.
Wow.
Now, what running back has the most rushing yards in Steeler history? I mean, quarterback.
You mean quarterback?
Yes.
Cordell.
What quarterback? Yes.
Cordell?
No.
Mark Malone.
No.
No.
Well, who's
Oh,
the one? Is he
not
from the
Ben
70s?
Roethlisberger.
Nope.
What are you talking about? Is he the one who had the drug problem? I can't think of his
Oh,
name.
wait. Did somebody say Cordell?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It is Cordell. I didn't see Cordell. All I saw was Terry Bradshaw. How did he
Okay.
sneak that?
Yeah.
Wow. Terry Bradshaw only has 200
Yeah.
less yards than Cordell.
How many
That's
Mark
it.
Malone
Oh
have?
wow.
He's not on the list.
Wow.
No.
You think that 99
Bobby
yard run?
Bristol's on that list, right?
No, he's not. So Mark Malone was
What about
drafted
Bubba?
as what? What was Mark Malone drafted as? A running back?
No,
Receiver.
quarterback. He was
Quarterback?
drafted as a quarterback.
But
Yeah,
he played
Arizona,
receiver, right?
Arizona State.
Arizona.
Yeah,
Wow.
Arizona State.
fellas,
State.
when we circle back for our next show, we have Noah Strackbine coming on. He's going to talk with us about what's going on at the combine.
You're right, Watson.
So he's going to be able to give us some good insights. So those of you listening to the show, make sure you tune in when Noah comes on and talks. Noah writes for what? He writes for SI. Yeah, he
Yeah.
writes bunch of different people and
Couple Steelers, yeah.
Steelers. Yeah. So we've had Noah on before. He'll be exciting to bring on to talk about the combine and what he saw there and how he feels that there are guys there that can fill the bill for the Steelers potentially. What we need him to do is tell us who the Steelers were looking at and talking to. That's what we need him to do.
Yeah.
And we'll find out. We'll find out. Hey, everybody, you can see our handles right there. Go ahead and check us out on our website at originalsportspodcast.com. You can reach out to us on Facebook, X, and Snapchat at OSP with MM. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube at Original Sports Podcast. Shane, you got something for us?
Hey, it's weird because Mark Malone was the Cordell Stewart before Cordell Stewart.
Yeah, of course he was.
I didn't know that. He played running back, wide
He was a
receiver, and
really
quarterback
good-
for the Steelers.
He was a really good athlete in a really bad time for
He
the
was-
Steelers.
Yeah, he was 6'4", 230 pounds.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yep.
Man.
Hey, don't forget to check out our link tree if you want to on our show notes. That's what will take you to our web pages. We are trying to take our group to 1,000 people. So join our Facebook group. We're also trying to get our YouTube following up over 1,000 people. So we really love for you to follow us on YouTube as well. Subscribe so you're there for everything that we do. Big shout out to our networks. Let's Talk Sports, Sideline Sports, ESEN, which is Elite Sports and Entertainment Network, Manning Media, Peak One Sports, and PDF Sportsnet. Big shout out to Bellisario's Pizza in Frederick, Maryland. They have the best pizza around. They're located on East Street, closed on Sundays, no delivery. You got to walk in the shop, and the shop is filled with Steelers, Pirates, and Penguins memorabilia. They're an excellent place to get some grub. Nikki's always there, and she'll talk as much Pittsburgh as you want if you are a Pittsburgher and want to talk Pittsburgh. So big shout out to them for sponsoring the show. Don't forget to check us out next week. As like I said, we talk to Noah Strackbein. Chops, you got something to add with it all?
No, he's writes for Steelers on SI and All Steelers Talk. He does All Steelers Talk. So he's excited about next week coming on. He's gonna have some things from the draft. So yeah, I'm looking into that. What are Steelers looking at? Who are they looking at? Who are they talking to? Let's get the low.
If you missed any of this show, you can check us out from 6 to 7 on Sunday evening at National Streaming Sports. Thanks for joining the Terrible Talk once again. For the Dream, Coach Waddy, Chops, and myself, the Barber. See you soon. Here we go.
Free agents.